Well, my prediction was right, although I have no idea how. Hey everybody, how's it going? I am the Survivor Dude. Welcome to another episode of Survivor, reacting to the next episode, which has, boy, a lot of stuff happened in this episode. And you know what? A lot more than what should have happened, considering it was a straightforward vote. But there's going to be, there is a split happening, guys. And I've predicted it from the beginning. I like this Black Alliance in concept, but I just don't feel like it's going to work. And now it seems like my two winner picks are going to be going to war with each other. That is interesting, because we got Shan on the one side, who's really been pushing and trying to dominate her will onto the season, and now we're receiving some pushback from Deshawn, who's like, wait a minute, I thought I was the alpha male of this tribe. What are you doing here, Shan? Why are you trying to take control of this and everything? And yeah, and now he's pushing back, and I don't know if like this whole alliance thing is completely shattered down the middle, but there's a lot of things that happened in this episode, and I'm not entirely sure what to make of it. Let's be okay, because here's the thing, Heather, if you just stayed sitting down, everything would have been fine. Okay? If you just sat down and didn't do anything, then Xander wouldn't have played his idol, or he would have, whatever, but then everything would have been fine. But then you had to get up and try to, and at first I thought it was like, oh look, Heather's going to try to whisper and everyone's going to be like, oh look, just Heather, shut up. And then when everything started going crazy again, I'm like, oh come on guys, we can't have this every time, tribal. You guys got to just, like, I want somebody just at one of these tribals just to go, sit down! I don't care what any of you are going to do. I don't care what any of you whisper into my ear. I am voting the same way I discussed with my alliance when we came in here. If anyone tries to flip the vote, it doesn't matter, because my vote's still going the same way, so you might just screw yourself over, so sit down and shut up! And honestly, I thought we were getting that. I thought Shannon was like, enough of this. Heather, stop stirring the pot. Let's all vote Heather. When she said that, I was like, yes, because this is what we need. This is what we need to stop the whispering. And I really do think this is it. I think that, you can try to do, okay, you only have a limited amount of time, blah, 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 blah. Look, it's part of the game now, and I think the players are the ones that need to regulate this, not probes. I don't think probes should say, okay, you're not allowed to whisper anymore. Everyone stop it. You stop it. If your game is on the line, do whatever it takes. But I will say this, I think that the players now need, especially the ones who are in control, now need to put a stop to this thing going on in Tribal Council. They need to be prepared for this going in. They need to be like, I don't care what anybody whispers in our ear, we're sticking the same. Now, obviously, the last vote was a bit of a different, because their plan went up in smoke when Xander gave Liana the fake idol. So that was a little bit of a different, but there was no need for things to get riled up here. There was also no need for Tiffany to be the one to go home, because if you were splitting the votes right, Xander should have gone home. I was just like, why aren't you doing this right? And I got it, things got crazy again, but this time you should have prepared yourself for it. You should have been like, no matter what happens, or if you say Heather's going to, here's the thing, Shan, if you say the words, everybody, let's vote for Heather, I think you gotta do it. Because I think that otherwise, now Heather has probably heard that. If she didn't, someone's gonna tell her that, because information in Survivor is like trying to, bail with air. With air, like blowing air. That's bailing out of a boat with, that's a bad analogy. But, if she didn't hear it, she's going to know about it. So it's like, if you say to everybody, let's all vote Heather, I mean, I know Deshawn pushed against you, but at that point, go through with it. You can't just spout it off like it's nothing. I don't know what's going on, what went on with that. Because now we seem to have the Civil War, and this is like Iron Man, or Captain America's Civil War. We got Iron Man in Deshawn and Captain America in, well, no, I guess I'm going to say Shan's Iron Man because I can't have the Canadian be Captain America. Anyways, so we have those two going up against each other, and I've been just drawing up all day who has the numbers on their side. So let's just draw this up. On this side, we got Danny, and Deshawn and Danny, and probably Heather after last tribal council. On this side, we have Shan, we have Liana, and I would say probably Ricard. So 3 and 3 right there. So where are the other players going to go? I would say that Erica could go either way. Nasir said that he was in alliance with Shan and Ricard. Now that came out of nowhere. We had not seen them have one conversation this whole game, but the fact that he said it and that he seemed very confident in it makes me think Nasir is more on this side. So now 4 to 3. So now we have, let's say, Evie. Now, Evie's in an interesting position because everyone was trying to get her out this episode, and then she won immunity. So Evie really just should go wherever the water, whichever the way the river is going. Now, on the one side, she has Deshawn, who tried to get her out. But on the other hand, she has Liana, who she feels more betrayed by. So, where do you go? Which side do you go with? And I would say probably she's going to go wherever Xander goes. I think that Xander probably is going to be... I think Xander and Evie are going to be the type... Because, if Erica could go to this side because she has a connection with Deshawn, but I could also see her going to this side and thinking, hey, maybe we want to do an all-women thing. I don't know if that's what they're going to do. I'm just saying that's what could happen. In that regard... That would make, if let's just say hypothetically she went over here, there would be Shan, Ricard, Liana, and Erica, and on this side you'd have, and Nasir, so that'd be 5. To this side that would be Deshawn, Danny, Heather, and let's say if you had Evie and Xander go on that side, you could have a 5-5 scenario. But I believe if you're Evie and Xander, you just want to last another day. If the votes aren't coming your way, you don't necessarily want them to be coming your way at all. And so, but here's the thing. If this side is able to rope in Xander and Nasir, they would have all the idols on this alliance. And this side doesn't have any advantages at all, if that's the case. But I could also see maybe that's a reason why some people want to go over here. Maybe Erica doesn't want to be on the side with all of the idols. She wants to go on the side with all the regular people. But with Shan's extra vote, if Erica was over here and let's say then those other two were over there, the extra vote could really carry the day. But I don't know. Shan is a mystery to me because in some ways she has superhuman social abilities. The way that she works people is just absolutely incredible. Some of the best I've ever seen. But then she also has moments of pure emotion. And I think that's why a lot of people relate to her is when she's being really emotional. She gets really emotional with you. But I think it sometimes has a tendency to backfire. I think it did here with Deshawn. And I think it did with Ricard a little bit. It's she says what's on her mind. And I think that to some extent that's good, but I think it might be a little bit to her detriment in some areas. But she does have an idol, she does have some power in the game, and I'm interested to see on what's that advantage that Xander missed, where is that going next, because you don't just play out an advantage and then you tried to hide it once, didn't work. I don't think it's going to be on the sit-out bench again. I don't think they'll try to change it up, but I think it's going to get you coming back. They don't make that, let me tell you something. I bet that's a new advantage, different from anything we've seen yet, and they want it played because they've been making different stuff up this entire game. So, if I'm forced to choose a winner pick here, Shan or Deshawn, I'm going Shan. I've been going Shan this entire game. I wonder if they're making her seem a little bit, or some of her gameplay a little bit more messy than it actually is. Because here's the thing. If Nasir is telling me, hey, I'm in alliance with Ricard and Shan, so I feel great and I'm not going anywhere. And we saw Shan this episode go to bat for Nasir. He was like, oh no, not Nasir. Nasir's not a threat. Xander's a threat against us. that's how we're seeing this whole scenario laid out for us. If that's the case, what other relationships does she have that we don't know about? Now, obviously, she doesn't have much with Heather because she was okay with Heather being the boot that was the decoy boot, which that seemed like just don't tell Nasir or Heather that they're the decoy boot. Say it's going to be somebody else, and then if they question it, it's like, well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know why they voted you. Maybe they were desperate. Maybe they tried to flip something else on you. I don't know. I mean, you don't have to have the one with all the answers, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I don't know. It was also weird to me that Liana was like, well, I tried to vote Xander out, and I really was trying to get him, but now I'm working with him. It's like, oh, are you? Come on now. Let's be real. You're not. Like, look, Xander keeps on skinning by, but I feel like it's because of other people not playing their votes right. Like, both times, you could have split them. Well, not last time. Last time he was safe. But I'm saying Evie went home because of Sydney not voting for Erica, or no, Sydney not voting for Evie, and so I don't know. It's really weird because like I feel like Xander is looking for a new home, and I feel like Evie is looking for anything. So I don't even know if they'll end up on the same side of Tribal Council in the next vote. It'll be interesting to see. I'm saying, here's my prediction for who's on the chopping block. I'm saying Heather. I think that it might be Heather because I feel like there is a chance. That Deshawn and Shan get back together. I mean, they're playing it up in the next episode where Deshawn's like, I'm looking for a new alliance, I'm out. But I feel like, maybe that's him hot in the moment, and then the next day he cools off and is like, look, we just need to be working in a partnership. Because for real, what is happening right now in Survivor? They're both bidding for power and control, and neither one is liking that the other one is pushing back on them. Shan was able to do whatever she wanted at UA, and nobody said no, because she was the controlling one. Deshawn seemed to do whatever he wanted at Luvu, and nobody said no to him. First of all, they didn't go to Tribal Council, but he still seemed to be the one that everyone was following his lead on it. Now, both of them are trying to dictate it, but they're both trying to keep their chess pieces. I believe that, for Shan, I believe she thinks that Nasir could be a chess piece for her. And look, I said it in previous episodes, I didn't think it was going to crumble this quickly, but I didn't think that we were going to have all 4 black players make it to the end. I didn't think that was happening. Not because they're black or anything, it's because they're 2 dominant personalities, and also if they stuck together for too long, the other players would notice and eventually come after them. But it seems to me like Shan is looking at Deshawn now, and Deshawn is not trusting Shan, and I don't think that you should let Shan know that you don't trust her. And here's the thing that is the real bad thing for Deshawn. The thing that is like, look at Deshawn. Deshawn was the one freaking out at the Tribal Council, and in the next episode seemed to be like, I'm gonna find a new alliance. He's the one freaking out, and that's not the guy you want to be. Nobody wants to join the guy who's getting fired. Like, you know what? You guys all suck anyway. I bet I could start a new business better than all of you. Don't want to freak out, but you all suck. Who's with me? Come on, guys. We'll start a new band, a new job. Who's with me? Come on. You don't want to be that guy. You want to be the person that's like calm while the other one's freaking out. And it might not be on a good look for... Now, look, I don't think Danny's going anywhere when it comes to Deshawn. I think him and Deshawn are so tight that that's an unbreakable 2. I think that Shan has molded Liana into the unbreakable 2. It's going to be interesting the next episode to see where the chips fall where they may. And maybe Ricard flips on Shan. I don't think he will, just because I don't feel like he has the connections with anybody else just yet. I feel like Ricard's best bet is just to lay low and then come after the big guns near the end. But for right now, it's just going to be interesting. I think next episode, I think Heather, just because either they want to make sure that, nobody's coming after I feel like you might want to keep Deshaun around just as a, like, you might look at Heather as somebody who's taking one of your spots. But then again, Shan is really was all in, like, on Xander being like, no, Xander's a threat. He's going to come after us. I mean, if that's the way you're looking at it, then maybe you go for Deshaun. It's going to be interesting. If my two winner picks collide like this is, like, I haven't had this much of a thing since I had my winner pick. My winner picking Kim Spradlin go up against Tony, and Tony wasn't one of my winner picks, but I liked him more, so I was kind of cheering for him. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I'm really looking forward to it. It's interesting that all the yellow tribe members just kind of collapsed. Like, usually when a small tribe goes through something like that and they all make through unscathed, it unifies them, but it split them right apart. I am surprised Tiffany went home. Not because, like, it made sense on paper. Looking at it, that's what I said. It's like, you don't want to put it on Xander, you don't want to put it on Evie, you might want to throw it out on Tiffany and just get rid of her. But I think that for next Tribal, there's going to be a reckoning. So I'm saying Heather is going to go home because I think that Shan might still want to work with Deshaun, or might look at this as someone she could work with down the line if it gets down to the nitty-gritty of it. But it could also be Deshaun, in which case one of my winner picks would be going home at the hands of my other winner pick. We'll have to wait and see. I don't really have any other prediction. MVP of the episode, I didn't really... I mean, nobody was happy with what happened last episode. Not the Yellow Tribe, not the... I mean, I guess, like in Shan's eyes, she wanted Xander to go home, so that didn't work out. I'm going to say... I'm not sure if I can, just because there wasn't anybody who's doing mastermind play work here, and I think that even my people that I like, they did stuff that I wasn't sure. Like, look, if you're going to call out, hey, everyone, let's vote out Heather, then you got to go through with it. Otherwise, you've damaged that relationship permanently, and there's no way you can talk your way out of that one, even if you're a superpower like that, like Shan. So I guess I'm going to give it to Evie just because she dominated that reward challenge and then won the immunity challenge and kept herself safe when she really needed to. So good on her. I didn't really have any MVP for strategy because it got so messy there at the end. But yeah, that's all I really have to say. So thanks for watching, everybody, and see you on the next one.